I'm pulling back the modified cabling that was meant for this aftermarket alternator that was on the original 1300 engine. There are also a number of wires that are now redundant that used to go into the carburetor. The positive wire that goes from the starter motor to the alternator on the 1300 is a little bit too short, so I'm going to have to take it back to get more slack. I'm pulling back all the cable that goes from the alternator to the starter motor. And then to untangle everything here to get more slack. When the previous owner modified the alternator, they cut the original cabling, so I'm just rummaging through the spare loom I have to find exactly the same color cable. Then to crimp and connect and tape it all up again. And now to attach the cable to the alternator and just make sure that everything fits in place perfectly. I'm using the original connectors and clips and just pushing everything to the side to make sure it fits well. These are the fuel vapor lines that came with the car and they sit in this position. You can see how the rubber is degraded and cracked here, and it's also come through the woven fabric here as well. I had another set of separators and new fuel lines, so I just duplicated what was there before. And then to attach all the hoses. I'm using the existing mounting points but modified it with a different clip to hold the heater hoses in place. The heater hose comes up from under the car here and joins. I had to do this in order to make sure there was enough clearance of the heat shield. I needed to shorten the hose that goes from the head to the heater core. On the 1300 it goes directly to the pump, so it's a little bit longer. I'm drilling a hole here to mount the coil. This is the position that the Bertones have it in. As I'm using a Bosch electronic ignition, I figured I may as well use a Bosch coil. The coil on a Series 1 sits in this position here, so I'm going to need to extend the cable to get it to the new one. Rummaging through the spare loom here, I found exactly the same cables and then extended them, so this way they will look identical to the factory specifications and the wiring diagram. And now to feed the cable behind the firewall insulation that's not looking that good at the moment, so I might have to do something about that. And now finally putting in the new old stock distributor. And then to attach all the leads. This hose attaches to the slave master cylinder on the clutch and is 215mm long and designed for a 1300 engine. This one is for a 1500 engine and you'll find it's 250mm long. The problem I have is I have a 1500 engine in a 1300 body and it doesn't really fit right. If I get the filter out of the way, you can see how much the bend radius is. It's just way too much. I'm going to have to come up with another solution here. What I'll do is put this one in place for now, but I'll get a stainless steel braided one to replace it in the future. Whenever I'm connecting anything exposed like the sender unit, I put dielectric grease on the connector, then put heat shrink over the top. By doing this, it will keep the moisture out of the connector and keep it corrosion free. I've crimped some new connectors on, so this will plug directly into the high torque starter motor. But next time, I polish my knob and open this box.